make yourself comfortable. So I want you to kind of bring up a memory where, you had charge. Or whatever it is, just kind of bring up a picture where you have a feeling that you don't want to have. You just close your eyes and kind of just bring up the picture and kind of look at it in much detail. And it's almost kind of like as you're walking yourself through, and as you are walking yourself through that, notice how the feelings come up. And this is kind of interesting thing. Notice how you don't want to feel it. It's kind of like a key feature. Like, notice how you don't want to feel that. And notice how you're trying to kind of not feel it. And notice how you're using tension to try and not feel it. Or you're trying to distract yourself. Notice how, like, you try to not feel whatever that feeling is that you're getting, whether it's anxiety or whatever the feeling is that you're trying to avoid. And as you sit with it, kind of just look at it. Look at the feeling or feel the feeling, but it's almost like kind of just bring your attention to the feeling, and I'd say looking at it is probably the best way. And as you look at it, notice how it starts to release and it starts moving. And notice how it starts moving up in general, towards your throat and towards your mouth. And then it typically comes out through your eyes and to the space around you. And notice how the charge releases out through your eyes. And just stay with it until it starts moving all out. And as it starts moving all out, notice how you start feeling the energy move more. And you'll notice kind of like as the energy where it was stuck starts releasing and starts moving, notice how you're starting to have more brightness come in. Now, that brightness is what's important. Just having the charge released, actually, you'll notice doesn't do the job. And as the brightness comes in, notice how the brightness starts spreading to all the areas where you're feeling the charge before. And notice how the area where you're feeling the charge before starts relaxing. It's almost like kind of basking in the sunlight. And as it starts basking in the sunlight, the feeling starts really changing. It's almost like you start feeling what normal is. And as you start feeling what normal is, just sit with it. You might start having some realizations around it, such as that the tension there was actually what initially kept you from being able to feel the feeling through. But the more important thing is that you just experience and you just bask in the light. And then you'll start feeling like it accumulates and kind of becomes more fluffy. And it starts becoming pleasurable. And the pleasure is really key. The release actually just gives you relief. But it's the pleasure of the light that you bask in. That pleasure really starts bringing in the relaxation. And all of a sudden starts making you feel really different about the picture that you're looking at. And you're still looking at the picture, or whatever it is that you're looking at. But you start feeling really different. And this energy spreads, and it starts actually covering your whole body. You start feeling really normal in relation to whatever it is that you're looking at. And what you start noticing is the inside of your body starts being bright, the outside of your body starts feeling bright, your eyes start feeling bright, your brain starts feeling bright, your skin starts feeling bright, your organs start feeling bright, and they start feeling pleasurable. And the space around you starts feeling pleasurable. And whatever that you're looking at, the space around, starts also start feeling pleasurable. And whatever you're looking at starts getting bright and actually starts having the same kind of energy. And it really starts transforming. Whatever you're looking at stops looking so bad. Actually, you kind of will have different kinds of realizations around it. You're going to feel differently towards it. And you'll feel empowered. Feel good about it. And then when you feel like you're firmly anchored in this place and you feel that the picture has changed, and now don't force anything. If, let's say, for instance, you're looking at it and like some part of it's not releasing, don't worry about it. Back off and kind of look at, the space behind you, or look at the space behind your eyes, or look at the space like look at where you haven't been looking. You'll notice that's where the tension is, and you'll notice that you're just bringing energy to the areas where the energy wasn't before. And if you just relax, it comes. The key thing is that you let it move through and you let yourself feel that which you weren't feeling before because of the underlying tension. At some point, the picture you're looking at will be transformed. It will look brighter. You won't have the same kind of charge anymore. If anything, when you look at it, you'll feel good. And you'll be fundamentally transformed. And once you're anchored and you're basking in this feeling, let your eyes be opened.